Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's good to be with you. I'm Tim Pham. We have a lot to get to this morning. Here's the critical information you need to know about right now about the West Hallett Fire burning between Cheney and Spokane. This morning, the fire is still prompting level 2 and 3 evacuation orders. Right now, level 3 evacuations are in place for everyone living south of 47th Avenue between Dorset and Cheney Spokane Road and north to Marshall Road. West 5th Avenue also under a level 3 evacuation order. I want to reiterate here, level 3 means go now. Meanwhile, level 2 evacuations are issued for the area of South Plymouth Road. That's the area shaded yellow there on your screen, which includes people living south of West Hallett Road between South Assembly and Dorset Road. This morning, we have team coverage on Up with KREM. Our crews are spread out with the breaking new details from overnight. Brandon T. Jones on Cheney Spokane Highway right now, giving us an update on the efforts to put this fire out. So, Brandon, you're now behind fire line. So tell us what you're seeing and just how bad this fire is and how much it spread. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. We just got a chance to cross that fire line off of Cheney Spokane Road. Now I want you to go ahead and look at this, Tim, right now, because right over here, you can see this area is completely charred up. That is where this fire was burning just yesterday. And then if you look even further back, there was a bulldozing line that the Department of Natural Resources, Spokane County fire crews, they created. Guess what? Those flames ended up hopping over that because of such strong winds. And then if we go ahead and take an even closer look, you can see some flames just popped up right over there. You see that smoke over there? That is active flames still at the moment. So right now, they're still battling this at this point. There's hot spots all over. There's smoke all in the air. You can just feel that smoke just singe into your throat, into your lungs. So right now, just be as safe as possible. There's still those evacuation orders in place until said otherwise. But yes, we did just get a chance to go ahead and cross over those fire lines. The DNR officials even told us not too long ago, just a few minutes ago that yesterday they even had trouble with their air crews. They usually like to fight the fire from the head of the fire, but the winds were so strong. They were so strong that they couldn't even do that properly and do it in a good manner. But yeah, I think we have some sound from those air crews yesterday. So if we can go ahead and play that right now, let's take a listen. So yeah, you could hear just how active the fight against that fire was yesterday evening. And I mean, that continued all throughout the night. There were crews present. They were working, just continuing to solidify that line in this foresty area. We've seen cars, DNR official vehicles driving through this road over here. And then just as I mentioned, flames, they were right there yesterday. We're going to continue to work and get updates for you throughout the morning. Once we have any new information, we'll be able to bring that to you. You can find that on the KREM 2 app, on our website, and on the air. But for right now, reporting live in Cheney, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Incredible pictures there, Brandon. Thank you. And this morning, our team coverage continues. We also have Nicole Hernandez live at Cheney High School right now, where evacuees were told to go. Nicole, what's happening there right now, and what are you seeing? Good morning.
Tim, good morning. Pretty quiet here at Cheney High School this morning. Right now, we do see an American Red Cross trailer parked outside of the high school here, ready for any evacuees that need to come use this service here, this evacuation shelter. About 20 minutes ago, we did have one person walk inside, opening the front doors to Cheney High School here this morning. She said, as of right now, doesn't seem like there's anybody using the evacuation center this morning, but she did see a couple of people here using these services yesterday evening when that fire sparked. Now, when this fire did spark yesterday afternoon, it immediately was burning close to homes, and crews said 20 plus homes were in danger from that fire pretty immediately. So as of yesterday evening, we do know no homes or other buildings had burned, but we are still waiting for an update there. We spoke to a woman whose husband, son, and mother-in-law had to get ready to evacuate. She said this is the closest a fire has ever gotten to their home. Now her mother-in-law has been working to pack up her valuables while her son and grandson are making sure the home is protected.
Planes are actually flying over her house. Quite frequently. My husband and his son are there building a defense. They're on the other side of the ridge, less than probably about a mile.
So anyone still needing to evacuate, Cheney High School is at 460 North 6th Street. They do have food, cots, and other necessities here for the people evacuating. If you're coming to the shelter, though, you should bring any prescription and emergency medicines, extra clothes, pillows, blankets, hygiene supplies, important documents, and any other special items for children and infants, such as diapers, formulas, toys, etc. We are still waiting on an update from overnight crews as to how this fire has burned and whether or not they'll be able to start lifting any of those evacuation notices. In Cheney, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Nicole, thank you. And if you have any pictures or videos of the fire, you can send them to us at our text line 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. You're seeing some of the great videos and pictures we received in the last 12 hours or so. Again, you can send that to us anytime. On Up with KREM, when big fires happen like this one, we have you covered on all angles. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick is tracking new air quality numbers for us. So Thomas, what do people need to know as they head out the door? Because if you can't see the smoke from where you are, you can certainly smell it this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. And certainly smelled and saw a little bit of that last night. Still the same case for this morning, though our air quality has not taken a severe hit, just a small hit into the moderate category. We'll be keeping an eye on how that smoke is moving along these southerly and southwesterly winds. And since that West Hallett fire is to the southwest of Spokane, southwesterly winds would blow that directly overhead. At the moment, it's more of a southerly wind, so Airway Heights would likely be getting the worst of it, but it is marginal. It is not severe. Our current air quality AQI is at 57, just barely in the moderate category, and we have a handful of reports that are either between moderate or even just good as of this morning. So skies not terribly hazy, but we will be tracking that throughout the day today.
Meanwhile, FEMA has now approved funding to fight the Bluff fire that's burning on the border between Washington and Canada. All level 3 evacuation orders have been reduced to level 2 near the town of Oroville in Okanagan County. Strong winds this weekend pushed the fire across the border to Canada. It's now about 10,000 acres with no containment.
It's sad to see what it's done to the surrounding area, the wildlife, but fortunately, the community and all the first responders from other areas, there was Chelan and Pateris and guys out of Oregon, and everyone pulled together and they did a phenomenal job.
Crews are still trying to figure out how the fire started. Today is the primary election in Washington state. Voters will be deciding which candidates will be on to the general election in November. If you haven't looked at your ballot, don't worry. We're going to cover some of the major races this morning. First, if you live in the city of Spokane, voters will be deciding on who will be on that general election ballot. Current Mayor Nadine Woodward is facing off against Lisa Brown, Tim Archer, Patrick McCann, and Kelly Stevens. Voters will also decide who will be on the ballot for City Council President. Betsy Wilkerson, Kim Please, and Andy Rathbun are running for the position to replace former Council President Brian Beggs. He stepped down at the beginning of July to be a judge for the Spokane County Superior Court. Now, you do have until 8 p.m. tonight to get your ballot in. To make sure your vote is counted, here are the top 3 mistakes you want to avoid. First, don't forget to sign and date the envelope. If you miss this step, the elections office will need to follow up with you. Second, make sure you use the security envelope. Your ballot will still count if you skip this step, but it is less secure. And third, don't miss the postmark date. Ballots must be postmarked by today at 8 p.m. So if you are putting your ballot in the mail, just make sure that it is in the box before your carrier comes. Your best bet, though, is to drop it off at a ballot drop box before 8 p.m. Now, you might be wondering where those are. You can find a ballot box at most libraries around Spokane, but a heads up, some ballot boxes around Spokane County have reopened since the last election cycle. That includes the Indian Trail, South Hill, and Spokane Valley libraries. They have all reopened their ballot drop boxes. Their addresses are there on your screen. You can also find a drop box at Spokane City Hall, the STA Plaza, and the County Elections Office. Once you've casted your vote, you can join us tonight on KREM 2 News at 11 and on Up with KREM tomorrow morning for up-to-the-minute election results. You can also find an election guide on our website right now. You can also text the word VOTE to the number 509-448-2000, and we will send it right to your phone.
Time now is 6:11, and weather-wise, a cooler morning to kick off the day, but still going to be hot and hazy by this afternoon. Very typical for the summer season to see our temperatures ranging between the 50s and even 40s, but still have a couple locations still in the 60s as of this morning. Just kind of depends on where you're at. Our normal cool spots like in Deer Park and Sandpoint are those in the 40s right now. It is going to be a sunny day all day long today. Again, tracking a little bit of that smoke and haze, especially in the mid part of this afternoon, but high temperatures will be expected around 90 or 91 degrees in what is a fairly calm day. Thankfully, our winds not too strong, but will be out of the south or southwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour today.